All right, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good afternoon. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Me and with my good brother post up with the close up. There was some well, post you can't tell while I set the room up. The hell's going on here? What we got? What we looking at today?
Yeah, some PS5 specs leaked from Semi Accurate, which is a very reputable source. In the past, they have gotten a lot of things correct in terms of previous hardware. Again, access to information prior to like the Xbox One and the PS4 as far as specs and things
Yeah,
like that.
they did. Yeah, it was semi-accurate when
Yeah, they
when the original, because they came out, if I'm not mistaken, said that the PS4 was going to be more powerful than the original Xbox back then. You know what I mean?
They reported on Nintendo and Nvidia working together with the Switch hardware. They released the PS4 hardware details. So they've been on point in the past, and it's crazy. This website requires a paid subscription of $1,000. So anybody is just not getting, you know what I'm saying, in their website and on the forum. So
I forgot they do require a monetary how you say donation.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Hold on, shout, listen, as you guys come in, if you be so kind again, hit the like button, tweet it out. We can go over some of these specs, rumored specs, you know what I mean? It's interesting, you know what I mean? You're going to see whether the generation is going to start 2020, it's going to start 2019, you know what I mean? So we're going to, a few things, like I said, we're going to talk about here today. As we see what we got going on here. We got here, Ray, what's up, Ray? What's going on, good brother? 6996
to the chat, man.
Lex Prez, Nico PBG.
Oh, this fuck nigga, he gonna just throw the oh lord, this.
What happened?
That's how you feel. You just gonna put the Spider-Man on the screen like that?
That's how we doing. That's how we can free smoke.
That's how you.
Yeah, what's up, baby? Rafisa, who's next? Jackknife, Lucan, who said Lucan Lunker? Mark Sutton, what's up, baby? Like I said, as you guys come in, you be so kind, hit the like button, tweet it out. We're gonna have a little fun today. So anyway, as I'm posting, not posting, I'm gonna be posting it. So semi-accurate. Well, actually, no. I guess you want to do the rumors from AMD on the suggested site, or you want to talk about something semi-accurate first?
It don't matter. I mean, it all coincides. But there's very one specific detail here. Interested in these rumors that I want to talk about after we get done with all of that. But what semi-accurate has just came out with pretty much coincide with the rumors of what's been going on with AMD and Sony, and specifically there's rumors on the GPU side saying that AMD redirected 2/3 of the Vega engineering team to Navi for Sony PS5. And so what that means is that I know they had a 7 nanometer RX Vega process coming out that they're working on. The next card for the PC, next graphics card for the PC players. But they redirected 2/3 of that team over to the Navi, and that's probably why the dude Raja left A&D because he wasn't too keen about that redirection. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? It was something that he didn't approve, and so they saying this could lend to him leaving and going to the competitors, which is Intel, which is he's now helping Intel create their own discrete GPU. But the rumor is that this Navi GPU, which is also a 7 nanometer next gen GPU, is being made specifically for the PS5.
All right, so I just break this. Stop right here. Now, at the start of this generation, 2013, and listen, I will take full credit. This, I was making, Sony was in some trouble financially, right? And I was coming out. I used to come out. Listen, man. When you out there fighting this console war, ain't no such thing as below the belt. And I used to, going out to teasing Sony fans. Sony only spent $400 million. They're using off the shelf parts. Yada 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 yada. So again, now if these rumors are true, it looks like Sony will be using this stuff will be custom.
Yeah, this is semi-custom tech, and from what they're saying, Sony and AMD is heavily involved in the makeup of this GPU. With some of these, which from what we see, a lot of this stuff will translate over into the PC world. But this shows that this time around, Sony is not going with off-the-shelf parts. That this will be a custom-made GPU specifically for the PS5. Now, as far as specs and performance, we don't know yet. I do know that by being 7 nanometers, that they'll be able to add like either 1.6 or either double the logic from their previous processors. I think the RX 500 or the 580. I know one of them processors got like 4,096 streams, and the other one got like 2304 streams. So they'll probably be able to either probably damn near double that. So that's gonna be dope, man. That's gonna be dope. Like,
okay, now listen, Post. You got to break it down for the people of the world in layman's terms. What do we have now, right? As far as what's in the PS4, the Pro, and what's rumored to come. Compare that for me, like as far as what. I don't want to say compute performance, but what we're going to get. What are we looking at for next generation?
Well, pretty much what we got, and Sony fans hate to hear this, but pretty much on Sony side, you have off-the-shelf PC parts that's been modified. And that's different from building a custom chip from the ground up per se to do specifically what you want to do. So just like what's in the Pro now, it's pretty much similar to the RX 480, if I'm not mistaken. And so the base of that architect was the RX 480. Sony goes in and say, hey, okay, we have the base right here. Make these specific changes that we want, because we want to get this type of performance out. Now, that's different from going in there and say, hey, okay, we're using this Navi-based architect, which is no information out there yet. But when you start at the ground floor, you can go in there and really work that thing to get the best performance out of it that you want, versus starting from stock hardware and just going in there and making modified changes. And we seen what Sony was able to do with just off-the-shelf PC parts modified. Just think what their developers be able to do with a custom GPU that's been in the work with Sony engineers and AMD engineers. That's crazy.
Here's the thing. I know. Listen, what I know, like I said, what was under the hood of the Xbox One and the PS4. I know that the PS4 theoretically had more shaders, right? And it had a unified memory. Where Microsoft decided to still go with the ESRAM, right?
Yeah.
Now the ESRAM kind of was what they used last generation. What they had was a Power PC or a Power Core. Whatever was in the technology, and ESRAM was very, very fast. Where Sony's having to use DDR5, have a unified memory, and games were easy to develop for the PlayStation 4. This generation, let's say that this generation, right? Now, I told you what was told to me when it comes to hardware. Microsoft won't be outgunned again. Now, most likely, like I said, because we're hearing more rumors about Sony's consoles spec-wise before Microsoft's, right? So maybe this thing may launch in 2019. So, like I'm gonna put up on the screen. So they were saying, because you gave me something. What was yesterday? They talking about rumor of what 10 T-flops.
Yeah, they were saying it will at least have 4 teraflops higher. Well, that's the minimum right now, 4 teraflops higher than the nearest competitor.
Okay, all right.
And the
So,
nearest competitor with Microsoft. So we're
let's
looking at around
Xbox, 'cause that's 10 teraflops. Now, compare that to what graphic cards we have on the market right now.
That will come close. Well, you're looking in the 1080 Ti range.
Yeah.
I think the 1080 Ti like 11 teraflops. If I'm not mistaken. I have to double check. But yeah, you're looking at that. I think the 2080 Ti, it's around 13 teraflops or 14 teraflops. So so you're putting it in that 1080 Ti range, but it was rumored that that Navi would have that type of performance, that 1080.
Okay, you see, I'm hearing Navi, I'm hearing Pascal. What are these consoles using now?
Well, they're pretty much using the what is that? The RX 480, which is some form of Vegas.
Vegas and what we have now?
Yeah, they both got.
I thought it was like Polaris or something.
Yeah, Polaris, but it's a mix. It's a mix of Polaris and Vegas.
On the 2015 hardware, or are you talking about the Pro, or are you talking about?
I was talking about the Pro and the X.
No, okay, all right. Okay, so the Pro and the X are using modified version of Polaris, right? Or
yeah,
okay,
and with Vegas features, with
some Vegas features, okay. And CPU wise is what we're still using those Jaguar core CPU. Yeah. Yep. Now I'm gonna bring up the shit. What's that name of that site again? They want $1,000 to join.
Oh, semi-accurate.
Hold on one second. I'm gonna bring that up right now on the screen. Hold up. Let me post this here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna post that there. All right, hold on. Here I come, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. I'm gonna bring something on the screen for y'all. Let me see. Bang, bang. Here we go. Last one. Click. Hey, Gad, I'm gonna get yo. I got something smooth for Gad. I'm gonna line his ass smooth up, yo. He posted that picture. Yo, man, but listen, man, I wear 8.5. I buy 9, man. I got my big toe shot off, man. True story. So I gotta buy my right foot. I gotta ride my right foot is wider than my left foot. So I gotta buy a size 9. I don't know, man. I guess I wear 8.5, 9, man. Fuck, man. I'm only 5'9". I wear 5'9", 8.5 with 9. And somebody I got small feet, man. Niggas is weirdos. I got something for his ass. Hold up now. Let me bring this picture up here. You just posted it again. All right, let me make this a little bigger. All right. Now, do me a favor. Bring up, unless you're looking inside the stream. Bring up the photo that you sent me from the semi-accurate.
Okay, hold on. All right, I got it up.
The one you put in the chat, from semi-accurate.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh, I got it. I got it up.
Oh, wait. Let me put it up on the screen so they can see it.
Oh, you want me to?
No. I can put it up on the screen myself. Hold on. I thought they had it on the screen. Here we go. Yeah, but bring it in. You go. Bring it up. You see it?
Let me go here. You want me to share my screen?
No, I got it on the screen. You can just read it. They can see it. I made it visible. Just read it off your screen.
Okay. So what happened is they said Semierica.com. This website requires a paid subscription of $1,000 and correctly
For sure.
report Nintendo in the video. Okay, but we're gonna get to the meat of the things. It's supposed to have AMD's Navi as base architect GPU, custom Ryzen CPU, Ryzen chip.
Ryzen. All right, okay, stop right there. Custom. We got AMD's Navi as base architect. Now Navi is what it's not out right now, right?
Yeah, Navi is not out right now.
And this is the future of what AMD's new cards are going to be basically based upon, right? Navi.
Yeah. The next one, yeah. The next one's out of Vegas, yeah.
Let me ask you a question, right? I remember, and again, a lot of people don't, well, not people don't, but, maybe I'm showing my age, but I give you an example. When the 360 came out and the PS3, they were ahead of the curve, right, as far as technology and even gaming PCs. You know what I mean? Back then it was more about the CPU thing, and the PS3, especially at the time, had a beast of, I guess, CPU. Better than what you can get on your actually gaming rigs in the market. But again, that 8 and 9 year console life cycle that happened was great and healthy as far as tech wise. But people don't understand is both Microsoft and Sony lost a shitload of money. Microsoft lost billions of dollars with the Red Ring of Death. Sony lost a shitload of money. Blu-ray, the cell processor, banking on 3D. It is what it is, right? Mm-hmm. Moving forward, so you had, like I said, you had 8 or 9 years of in this closed box, and where you had PCs every year, you get new cards. Now we got the 280 Ti's. So it's probably safe to say that a console will never catch PCs again. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. But now we're talking about Navi, a custom, something that's not even out yet, something new in the market. Variants a Ryzen CPU in a closed environment. At a minimum, what I'm reading here, post, it says 10 T-flops, Ryzen CPU in a closed environment. What I mean by that, it's easier for developers to go out there and code close to the metal, get all the performance out of the box, because they know what they're working with. As far as PC, you got optimization is not as, I'll give you an example. Everybody's buying it, not everybody, but people are talking about the GTX 1080, the 280s or whatever. Not everyone's going to have that. When you buy a game on a PC, which is something I learned myself, you have minimum specs requirement, and and then you have what they suggested you should have, and you have, like I said, you have 1,000 different, you may have 16 gigs of RAM, he may have 24, all over the place. But what we're talking about right here, again, at a minimum, they're saying 10 T-flops. Now, right now, that seems like a lot, right? Like, damn, we just got the Pro, we just got the X is 6, the Pro is 4, but we're talking about a next generation console. Yeah. That is a big leap right now. We're just talking about maybe next year going from 6 to 10, and what I mean, it was. In
Sony perspective, going from 4 to 10.
Okay, but 4 to 10. But listen, but they're going to have to. They're going to say, here's the thing, because you have a Pro, and what you call these mid-gen refreshes. They will have to be at least double that, and even if they go from 4 to 8, which is double the power of the Pro, right? With a beefier CPU, that's only 2 more T-flops than the X. Yeah, the X is already 6, so I can't see Sony going from 4 to 8.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Only being 2 teraflops. Yeah,
more than a mid-gen refresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't see them doing that.
To me, that doesn't really make any sense. You know what I mean? So again, we're going from 10. We're going from 4 to 10, closed environment, much beefier CPU. Yeah. In a closed environment. Do you think this console, they're saying 4 to, I don't see it, but we can talk about the price in a minute, being able to compete with high-end rigs?
You know what? I don't know about that just yet. It's hard to kind of gouge that, given not knowing the specifications and things like that, and given what NVIDIA just released with the 2080 and the 2080 Ti, I don't know, man. And we still gotta get some performance there from those new chips as well. We won't know until we start getting specs, and then we can at least kind of gouge the performance. But I think both system wise, we're gonna really have a battle of the hardware next gen. I don't see it cost this system in this specifically costing $400. But I think high end rigs, I don't think they're gonna get to, might come close, maybe mid, but high end, where people can do like dual slide mode and all that stuff. I don't know if they're gonna get close to that. I don't know, because the PC market, man, with high end rigs, when you specifically say high end rigs, a number of things come into account, and very few people have high end rigs because you can like look at Maz. He had 2 Titan XPs and slide like that's crazy. So as far as it getting up there to that, no. But I think it will compete with most people PC rigs that's out now. Yes.
Oh, pay the bills real quick. I didn't see from Harry Helene.
Shout out to
Harry Helene.
Sony catched up in the end of last gen with a $600 console with some fewer banger exclusives. Sony have established a huge archive of IPs this gen. Sony could sell a beast PS5 for $500. Games sell hardware. You know what? Now I do think, and shout out to Top Dog 2K17. He said no, it's 1.8 teraflops to 10. Oh yeah, okay. No PS4 Pro game is built from the ground up. Same with the One X. Okay, yeah, I understand that. No. Top Dog. We were speaking from perspective.
Yeah, yeah. We just talking about what we have right now.
But you would be correct as far as the leap from 1.8 to 10. But we was just starting from the mid-gen refreshes. But you would be correct in that assessment.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm so again, and you know, I'm not stoking the flames of PC versus console, right? I'm not, and hear me out. I'm not saying, because you know, people, in a way a console can outperform. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But what you gotta understand this, right? And again, and I'm just going by what was told to me by someone that makes games, right? You may have a GTX 1080. I'm sorry, 20. What's the new one cards coming out?
The 2080.
2080 Ti, right? Yeah. But all of that is not allocated for gaming.
Yeah.
When we say a closed box in a closed environment, everything within that console more or less is for the made games. Even though you may have a beast of a rig and a high CPU, and it was crazy as hell. Shout out to the AMDs and the Intel. We're ripping people off for years. You might have those 11 and 12 cores. That shit was firing off 1 core at a time. Like, God, that was goddamn. And what was he? I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah. I not to get into the tech guess the tech talk, but again, what was told to me from a developer, you may have all these cores, but all the cores can only talk to the GPU one at a time. One at a time. So, but hear me out. That's where I'm going with this, right? So, even though you may have this beast of a rig, you also have something called your OS, which is a big fucking system hog, you know what I mean? Using a lot of your shit. I say if you're gaming on PC or whatever, just hit Control Alt Delete and look at all the shit that's running in the background. I'm not saying again that your PC won't outperform a console. I'm not saying that. I'm just talking of as far as pricing. We're saying maybe $5. I'm going to say the PlayStation 5 is going to be about $500 to $600. If we're talking about what's he talking about, I don't know if they're going to do 6 again, but they're talking about. Well, read some of the stuff they got here.
I definitely see what you're saying. We got a customizing CPU. They say many dev kits is in the WoW, CD Projekt Red, and Rockstar North reportedly have these, which I can believe that. We got VR technology built into the hardware. Got 16-bit of GDR6. I can't believe that 16 gigabytes of GDR6. That is. Are
we even at that yet?
Right now, we're GDR5. We had GDR5 X, and then we got GDR6.
But here's the thing. Now, I before Sony came out with the PlayStation 4, I never even heard of GDR5. Was it out there?
Yeah.
It's video RAM,
five
right?
is dedicated. Yeah, graphics. It's
Yeah,
graphics
yeah.
memory.
But well,
And,
well,
yeah.
actually, you know what? Actually, the PC that I bought in 2012 had a Titan or whatever, because that used with DDR. That's
Yeah.
video RAM, if I'm not mistaken, right? None of the cards that are out right now have GDR6, or do they?
No. But no, the the 2080, the RTX line that just announced has GDR6 in it.
Oh, okay. Now, so what's up with this DDR4?
DDR4.
Yeah.
That's just like regular. It's not graphics memory. It's more so tailored to app specific OS
Okay.
memory, just normal memory. But I know GDR5 is graphic memory. It's pretty much based for graphic intensive tasks. And then you have normal memory like the DDR3 and DDR4 that Microsoft used to use in the past, which pretty much based for like applications and OS and things like that. System memory, yeah.
Okay.
And the difference is like I know GDR5 goes, I think, 2 gigabytes, 4 gigabytes, and 8 gigabytes. I know GDR5X is 8 gigabytes, and the GDR6 is 8 gigabytes, but this GDR5X and GDR6 dual channel, and the speeds. I know GDR6 can do like 12 gigabits per second or more, or up to 16 gigabits per second. They even got the GDR5X up to 16 gigabits per second. But I don't think none of those are out on a market yet. And then you got different sizes, because I know the GDR5X and the GDR6, I think they're doing 7 nanometers too. So they much smaller and consume less power and things like that. So
All right, okay, all right. So they said AMD's Navi as base architecture GPU, custom Ryzen CPU. What else they got there? What else they saying?
What VR technology?
No, what's this? We'll take a bulletin point. We got AMD Navi as base architecture GPU.
We got the custom Ryzen CPU.
All right.
Then they got saying the dev kits is out in the wild, which we can believe that right now. They got the VR technology built into the hardware.
Baked into the hardware.
Yeah, which we can understand that. The 16 gigabytes of GDR6, a new DualShock controller, at least 4 teraflops higher than the nearest competitor, therefore at least 10 teraflops, and $400. I can't believe you're getting the custom Navi. You got a Ryzen CPU in there, which probably be custom. The 16 gigabits of GDR6 is going to raise the price wave above that by itself. Like, so I'm kind of skeptical on the price. I'm even kind of skeptical on the memory itself. But if they can get 16 gigabytes of whether it's GDR5, GDR5X, or GDR6, that'll be dope, because you're looking at 4, probably maybe 3 or 4 tailored to the operating system, and maybe 12 or 13 specifically for games and texture. So that'll be nice. But I think the basis for the memory for all these systems will either range between what we have now, which is the 12 gigabytes, up to the 16 gigabytes. I can imagine 16 being in there, but I don't think 16 gigabytes of GDR6 though.
So what they said, 16 gigabytes of GDR6.
Yeah, that's when I first looked at that. That's what people. And I'm like, nah, bro.
Okay. Now, not at $400.
Not at $400.
If you said $600, you know, I mean, maybe like you said, 4 of it is
$499. Getting up into the 500 range, maybe so, but I can't see what they're showing now in this leak right here. All of that at 400, unless they taking a loss. Yeah. Unless Sony willing to take a loss.
Well, the Pro. I'm sorry, not the Pro. Well, no, the Xbox One and the PS4 from the offset were both sold at a profit. I think Sony was making 20 or whatever. They both were sold at a profit from the offset. You know what I mean? Maybe and traditionally, when consoles come out, they take a hit on the hardware, and of course make the money back upon software side of things.
Yeah, yeah.
What a move like this, and if like I said, if the specs are correct, right, and look like they going balls to the wall, right? Abby, Ryzen chip, 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 VR baked into the on the until the month whatever baked inside. And I remember when Sony first released the Pro, they said they're trying to snag away some PC consumers. You know what I mean? Would you do you think this would do it? Because a lot of people, I'm honestly, I'm not, with the announcement from AMD. A lot of I've been seeing a lot of gamers or PC gamers are a little upset. You know what I mean about the pricing. What they're doing, like the $1,000 for a regular standard card. You know what I mean? Do you think Sony can steal some of the PC guys back over? If this is true, $500 and this can do everything that they said it's gonna do. Because look, if they're using Ryzen, right? And just going by the engines that we have right now, if nothing changes, they can probably do with that. You think they can get 4K 60?
Yeah. Better CPU. I mean, because that's pretty much. And I was just reading an article. It's crazy. I was just reading an article. With the We Happy Few developers, and they were saying that We Happy Few runs at 4K on the X native, and it runs at 1080p on the Pro, but the frame rate is locked to 30 frames per second. And they were saying that they were still working on kind of increasing the frame rate, but the issue was the CPU in the consoles.
That has always been the bottleneck.
And so. If you got a custom Ryzen CPU, you're definitely gonna be able to hit 60 frames per second, a lot more next gen than has been this gen. I think 30 frames per second has been.
Yeah, I'm gonna check. I don't know if he was more or less following the gaming community. You might have been back then when Assassin's Creed Unity came out, right? And shout out to, I haven't spoken to Boogie. I got some friends in my high place. I need to start calling some of these favorites from these fucking niggas. Shout out to Boogie, right? I haven't spoken to him in a while, right? And, I remember they had this hashtag no parody, right? When it came out that Assassin's Creed Unity was going to be 900p, both on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. So about these consoles came out in 2013. About 2014 was obvious that the PS4, just about 98% of their games, more or less, was 1080p. Microsoft shipped, with 720p, 900p. So I remember Microsoft had the marketing rights for Assassin's Creed Unity, and the gaming community, my Angry Joe and shout out to Boogie hashtag no parody was going in with the conspiracy with the tinfoil hats that Microsoft money had at Ubisoft to keep the both resolutions down to 900p, right? And again, me knowing some people that know some people, right? And this before anything came up with what engine they were using, anything. And I did a video about this. I said, maybe it's not the consoles. No, this I'm lying. I was being messed. I pulled the Crapgamer. I said, maybe maybe the PS4 is holding the Xbox One back, right? Oh, man, all hell broke loose, right? You don't know what you're talking about, just that and the other, right?
Yeah.
And again, the Xbox One does have a beefier CPU than the PS4, right? And again, not to get too tech stuff, but the guy who told me this, right? They use I think it was the Snowdrop engine, which is CPU heavy, right? Then Ubisoft came out and made an official statement and said both of these consoles, GPUs, can do 1080, but it's their CPUs that are lacking. You know what I mean? Why it's down? Why it's 900p or whatever? And it had all types of frame rate issues. Actually, ran better on the Xbox One at that time, whatever the case, because again, that there's mobile CPUs that they're using these in those consoles. It is what it is. So here's another thing. Going over these specs, are we still going to be using? You think they're still going to be using mobile APIs and stuff? You know what I mean? Like they did this generation. Like they said, they rumored like it's Ryzen, but you do have they do have a mobile version of Ryzen, don't they?
Yeah.
So you think we still going to be using
with the mobile APUs and stuff like
APUs,
that?
I'm sorry,
No, you know what? I don't know. It all comes down to cost. It all comes down to cost. I know companies when they're making these hardware decisions, They try to get as much power and performance,
Hmm.
but at the best cost. So I don't know. It seems like I don't even know if they might look. I don't know. What if they go back to this? Well, they might stay with the APUs, where the CPU and GPUs
On one chip.
on the same one chip.
Okay. So
What if they
here's
go
the
back
thing.
to discrete, where you got the CPU and the
Oh, here's the thing though,
GPU?
right? They do that for cost heat wise. The APU
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, the CPU and the GPU on one chip, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's not theory, it's not really the same thing as 10 T flops as what's in a GPU that's in a desktop that's 10 T flops, right? It's not the same thing, right?
And you talking about as far as a GPU being on one chip versus it being
What I'm talking about
discrete?
as far as raw computing performance. I remember something like you have your mobile APIs, and and you have the system on the chip, and which the GPU and the CPU on one chip, and say whatever is 17 flop. It's not the same thing as a almost like mobile GPUs is not the same as desktop GPUs. Desktop GPUs are more powerful. So even if like I
Yeah,
said,
but they're more powerful, but mobile GPUs are like more smaller, less power consumption.
okay, yeah, as far as heat wise, keeps the heat down. You know what I mean?
Always be more powerful than mobile. But the one thing that ticked me about this rumor is that despite this rumor coming out that AMD is specifically building Navi for the PS5, um, Microsoft is nowhere in these rumors.
Okay, that's what. Okay, hold up. Let me put it right here. Let me pause this right here. I'm playing Street Fighter in the goddamn back. Let me pause. Yeah, that's what I want. That hold. Just let me when you're ready. I'm watching your stream. Shout out to you, my man. Somebody just want to play some Bloodborne with me. Hold on, one second. Let me pause this right here. Right. Let me go here. Pause. Let me go to the actual stream.
This nigga playing Street Fighter.
Hey man, multitasking. Windows 2.2. All right. Now let me go here. All right, desktop. We got here these rumors. Because again, there's no way it says rumors suggest the AMD. Now what we got here? Rumors suggest AMD redirected. What did it say? 2/3 of Rogers Rega engineering team to Navi for Sony's PlayStation 5.
Yep. And Microsoft is nowhere in these rumors.
Okay, post with the close up. Now, what they're saying, like, explain this to me. Rumored that they're developing a Navi GPU. If they, I mean, Navi's only going to be in the PlayStation 5. Like, what does this mean?
No, I don't think it's only going to be in the PlayStation 5. I think Microsoft and Sony, when they make these type of deals, I know AMD or whatever graphics company that they go with make it to the benefits of them, meaning that whatever custom technology that they create at the time, AMD is able to use in their own either mobile or desktop chips. So what this means to me is that either they're making a custom version that's specifically built to the PS5, because I know this Navi technology is going to translate over to the PC market. That's without a doubt or without a question. But I just think that from what they're saying is that Sony might have hands in the direction of this architect, or at least when in terms of the PS5. Now the thing about this is that Microsoft is nowhere in these rumors. So, and then what make that interesting is that you look at the partnership with Microsoft and Nvidia with the RTX and the ray tracing. So it could come into question. Will we see an Nvidia GPU in the next
Xbox? I doubt that. You know what? I'm gonna tell you why I doubt that. As far as that, you remember? Well, the original Xbox.
Yeah.
I'm maybe showing my age here, right? That they partnered with Nvidia, but Microsoft. That's what everything they use is custom. They didn't own they didn't own the patent, whatever, to the GPU, whatever. So I remember when the Xbox came out and was picking up a little steam, Sony cut the price to $200 on the PlayStation, right? So of course Microsoft had to follow suit. The original Xbox was never meant to be sold under $300. Remember, it had the hard drive, so they would take a loss big time.
And they took a big loss on that.
Yeah, and no matter
video was taxing their ass.
But here's the thing, and Microsoft didn't understand. They was new to the game. Motherfucker, just because you cut the price of your account, we still want, fuck you, pay me. We still want our money, you know what I mean?
We still want our money.
Yeah, and that's why I'm surprised that Nintendo has gotten in bed with NVIDIA. They must have cut them, because NVIDIA they use that. What's the name that shit they use in the Switch? The oh my god, the Tegra chip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Tegra chip.
Did
nobody see that coming? Everybody thought all three systems.
But you know what I mean. But again, like I said, I don't know what deal, whatever they cut with NVIDIA. And NVIDIA stickler for money. They always overprices themselves. And AMD, this is, believe it or not, this is what keeps AMD afloat. I'm gonna say this what was told to me, and again, I'm not, and I know you have you have your AMD fans and you have your NVIDIA fans, right? Same with the console and the PlayStation, Xbox, right? But what I've heard, right, AMD has the better technology, right? The better stuff, whatever the case, but they don't have the money for the R&D to bring a lot of stuff to light where his NVIDIA does. I remember when they had the rumor that Microsoft was looking to acquire AMD and the stocks rose. You know what I mean? They was heavily looking into buying AMD. It's like, damn, I remember I did a few videos about this, right? From a very credible source. Like, damn, they buy AMD no matter how many fucking PlayStations it brought, fuck you, pay me. You know what I mean? Or, whatever, Microsoft. And then at the time, we didn't know who Nintendo was going for their next generation console, whatever the case may be. Like, goddamn. And that's some true fuck shit like Microsoft would do. Buy AMD. They don't give a fuck. Microsoft, they want to make as much money as they can off everybody. And when you see, what I mean, something quietly done behind the scenes. And with those rumors or things was heating up about that, the guy was telling me the AMD, I forget this guy's name. He's Middle Eastern, like he's a fucking wizard. They have so much tech, so much shit on the drawing boards. This motherfucker's a Nikola Tesla when it comes to tech and shit like that. But again, like I said, it comes down to R&D, and they don't really have a lot of money when it comes. Like these consoles kind of keep them afloat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's another thing. That's why I said, and shout out to Top Dog. Top Dog, right? He said some of the OG Xbox games still look good, and that's true because we never got to see the full potential of that box.
What, the original Xbox?
Yeah, the original Xbox.
Well, as far as exclusive was,
it never got maxed out. The hardware never got maxed out. It kind of came and went. It kind of came and went so fast.
Well, here's the thing.
But I think NVIDIA gonna try, given that at one point AMD had all three systems. I knew NVIDIA gonna try to slide in there somewhere.
Here's the thing, though, right? And again, just going back to when I was out there, really out there, damage controlling, selling the power of the cloud and DX and all that. And I didn't understand how Microsoft can spend $1.2 billion walking with the weaker console, regardless of what D to this day does not. And you remember you was going against me with Phil, what is the X? Or I remember me going back and forth with you guys, like, yo, listen, I ain't gotta lie. My opinion is my opinion, but I'm telling you what was told to me was somebody the same person that told me that the Scorpio the Scorpio and the Neo were coming. That that the X was green lighted in 2012, by Donnie D, right? Everyone said, well, Phil had to, that was the Xbox guys, but Phil had to change the power narrative. Now we can get the game. Like, no, that wasn't a knee jerk reaction. These are $1 trillion companies, right? They don't just come out and say, hey, you know what? We're gonna Sony's more powerful in 2 years, 3 years. We're going to give you more power. It doesn't work like that. That stuff was on the drawing board years ago. I don't remember the leak that came out a few years back before the start of the generation, and they had the roadmap. They had the VR and all that stuff going on. Mm-hmm. I forgot the guy that leaked. Actually, went to jail for that shit too. But they had the roadmap of what they were going to do, and all that stuff was talked about on those bulletin points. They had the Project Natal and what you call the Luma Room. They had all this stuff up on the wall. It was like a slide. Like I said, this stuff didn't have it by chance because both of these, Microsoft, Sony, even Nintendo, they look at what Apple did with the cell phone market. every year, giving us a new cell phone. And in these console manufacturers, how can we benefit from that? And we can all say both the X and the Pro have been a success from Sony. You know what I mean? They sold at a profit. People, and for those that want the best performance, because look what happened at the start of the generation. I never thought in a million years that you would see console gamers going back and forth about resolution. We ain't talking about better graphics. You know what I mean? We talking about resolution.
Let's just give you a cleaner image.
Yo, listen. I'm gonna tell you right now, to this day, I cannot tell you the difference between upscale 1080p or fucking native 1080p. And none of you motherfuckers can either. I give the prime example when IGN they gave the nods. I never forget this shit to Call of Duty Ghosts on the PlayStation 4. Right, they're identical. The Xbox One version and the PlayStation 4. Right before the NDA release. Right, when they lift them. Right, they reviewed both games. They gave the nods to the PlayStation 4 version because it was in 1080p. It was a little bit clearer. Not to mind you, both the versions they were playing was in fucking 720p. The 1080p patch didn't drop for the PlayStation 4 version to after the launch of the goddamn PlayStation 4. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just being real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and this is just not me, damn it, this is me being honest. Who the fuck has a 900p TV? You can't find that bitch in the market. You know what I mean? But this is what I was saying back then. Like, that shit is crazy as hell. That's why I even I tell my Sony guys, leave that either resolution doesn't matter or it doesn't matter. Leave that shit alone. It's always been about the games. Now we talking about graphics. Right now, Sony's game graphic looks better than what's on the Xbox. That's a fucking fact. But that resolution shit again, you know what I mean? I always thought that was a very silly argument. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah, though. I'm just me being real. You know what I mean? And that's not no damage. Resolution again doesn't give you better. It's the textures and the shaders.
Yeah,
it might give you a little sharper image, but I got a great TV. Again, I can't tell the difference between native 4K or upscale 4K. You know what I mean? But again, the people, and shout out to Sony. They went out and sold that shit. 1080p makes you a better gamer. And again, that's Microsoft's fault for sacrificing the specs of their console to include a peripheral. That's their fucking. They didn't even fucking support. That's their fucking fault. You know what I mean?
I do say this though, Z. I do say this. Next gen, I kind of feel we're gonna really get the consumers are really gonna benefit next year from a hardware perspective, because I think Sony is gonna come ready this time, and I think by Microsoft want to maintain that position with the best hardware, it's gonna be battle with the hardware next gen. Now, who come out on top? Might not even come down to the specs. It might just come down to the developers. Well, and if you look at right now, a lot of people put Sony in the winning seat if it comes down Microsoft, to the developers.
They're unproven.
Yeah,
shit, they're unproven. I mean, even though they don't get me wrong, you got Ninja Theory. They make great looking games. But here's my problem with that, right? If Microsoft is going to stay with this thing here with no gamer left behind shit, and they're not going to cut it off, and they still got to make games that fit around original Xbox hardware that came out in 2013. You know what I mean? With Sony, as far as their exclusives, all they got to worry about is the play and code to the PlayStation 5. You know what I mean? Then it's gonna be. It's not. You know what I mean? It's gonna be. You can have more T-flops, and again, you can't depend on. I've always said this too. When we get the hell up out of here, because I got to do the multiplayer too. That Microsoft made a grave mistake and thought and wanted to depend on third party to really go out there and showcase their platform. You release their $500 console, which I do. I love the X. The X is ill. You know what I mean? But they didn't have any games. They still don't have any exclusive that really come out and showcase what the hardware can do. But you have another console again, which is $100 cheaper in the Pro, and you look at Spider-Man, looks better than anything graphically. That's on the exclusive wise. That's on the fucking that's on the X. I give you an example, right? Post. You and I, we love Gears of War. We was on this shit about 3-4 hours last night, right? But when we saw, hey, listen, check it out. Here's a keynote, right? When we saw Gears of War 5, right, Post, we were blown away. Like, this shit look beautiful. Oh my God, you should doom. But we didn't think that was coming out on the Xbox Scarlet. But when we saw fucking, The Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima, motherfucker was arguing, though, that's PlayStation 5 dev kits. You understand what I'm saying? It's a difference. It's a clear difference. And,
yeah, I definitely understand that. I do think that once we get the chance to see enough of Gears 5,
Oh,
I
Gears of
think
5
it's
looks amazing. I'm not.
that shit looks
Yeah,
incredible.
but here's you know what bothers me about that though post
Yeah.
when you read the interview from what's the guy's name? Gears Viking. What's his name? So, with the beard, the white guy with the beard, the Gears guy.
Rod Ferguson.
Yeah, he said this game was built for ground for PC for 4K 60.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And again, Sony doesn't have to worry about that. Their first party titles are built from the ground up to take full advantage of what's in the PlayStation 4 Pro and their standard console. You know what I mean? And she just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Not saying they ain't gonna look great on the X. I mean, I'm a console gamer. My allergies killing. I'm a console gamer. But, you know, Sony doesn't have, I'm sorry, you know, Sony doesn't have that issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my man Fab6, he said, yo, Z, what's up with a Street Fighter match? What, your grandmother want to play, fuck nigga? So your grandmother get on the sticks right now. I'll beat her old ass. We can rock. I don't give a fuck. We can rock. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, my gamer tag is Zaire. What the fuck is, hold on. What is my game? Everybody said they can't find me. I don't know how much it got to be Zaire next gen. But my shit used to be Zaire.
Your gamer tag on, I think it's still Zaire. Yeah, Zaire next gen. Yep.
I got niggas. I don't know what the fuck. See online.
Yep.
People say they
you
can't
can't
find
change
me.
that shit, player.
No,
you
but I know. I remember when I was setting it up.
That's fast. That's fast.
Shut up, yo. I remember when I was setting my shit up, right? And they asked me that I want to put my real name or something. I just put next gen up there. But then people say they can't find me. I don't know. Make sure I got it. So everybody can find me. I don't know what the fuck going on.
It come up as Zaire for me when I added you. Though,
people say they can't find me. Let me make sure they said something I got to do and make sure I can be found by friends of friends. Hold on, let me do this shit right now. Hold on, right. I'm on here. Parent controls, family management. What is it? Family man. I don't know. The file play. Hello. Accessibility. This shit, yo. I ain't gonna lie. I can see why people say, man, I don't know how to work the Xbox. When I'm going from the Xbox, I've been doing Xbox for so long. I like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard. Sometimes it be hard for me to navigate my way around this PlayStation shit. What the fuck? I got so much sound and screen. How do I go to my system, my network settings, or my PlayStation Plus settings? I'm sorry. Somebody said I got to change it from parents, and I don't know.
Oh shit.
Family management. People say they can't find. People ask me how you. I said my shit is. Zaire.
Yeah, that damn.
A little different.
This 2080 Ti got 11 gigabytes of GDR6. Shit. Let me see here.
Eating it. Asian device. I don't know. You need some smoke? I'm on right now for a minute. Power save system. Oh, he said my tag is Zaire. My real name is Zaire Next Gen. Ah, okay. There you go. All right, my tag is Zaire. My real name is Zaire Next Gen. All right. So if you kind of find me, put Zaire as my tag. My real name is Zaire Next Gen. There you go. But how do I again make it so I'm able to be seen? Let's say I got to go to something. I forget options. Yeah. I think my eyes are getting much worse. Yeah, fuck you. No, it is not, bro. My eyes ain't getting much. I got this big ass 55-inch OLED, but I got a B6. I got the Big Daddy with the soundboard at the bottom on my desk. You know what I mean? Fuck, nigga. 2 inches in front of my face. Like I said, I'm living. Look, fuck that. I'm about to talk my shit right now. You know what I mean? Oh, you niggas for all this time I was copying Hard 8, this, that, and the other. I told you I ain't got a TV that ain't in my house that's less than 4K. I live in the 4K embassy. Talking about he was the 4K ambassador. But he borrowed 15 cents on PayPal. Buying stolen TVs at a Taco Bell parking lot. I does this.
See, they say you need to set your online status. They say you need to go to your profile and set your online status.
Profile? How do I get my profile? How my friends?
Yeah, Sean, I don't know how to navigate a motherfucker. You asking them around?
I should step everybody, man. There we go, bam. Oh no, Jimmy Big Mama. No, hold on. I gotta get cancelled that. That's like some trolling shit there.
Yeah, y'all got to make sure y'all be tuning in to his live streams on Twitch, man.
What be going down?
Man, be going down last night, man. We were supposed to play other games.
We got caught up on
it.
No, we gonna do.
Man, that Gears match was so intense last night. We won so many matches. It was it was like 4 of us against 5 every match.
Yeah, we won 3 and we lost 5, but I think we won. We was 4 and 5 or 3 and 5.
Yeah.
But every match that we lost, it was 4 against 5. But the match that we won again was still 4 against 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
I ain't heat up to the middle match.
Every match we got in, somebody quit on our team. It was 4 and 5. And we was bodying Mogs, boy.
Tim Silver said, hold up. Jamal King. Shout out to Jamal. We got Jamal up there. Home screen, go to my profile.
That's Sony living his best life. It ain't going back and forth with fuck niggas.
Set online status. Let's go. Online media.
I think you Sony fans think it's gonna be real easy peasy next year, huh?
Now, okay, we can close the show, but just like I said, I ain't gonna be in too long. I gotta get ready for the I gotta put my password and all that thing.
Man, I gotta go put some on my stomach and take my metformin.
Oh, this nigga stupid. I thought they banned metformin. You ain't never do what I told you to do either, fuck nigga. You hard head.
Fuck nigga, I am gonna do that. Fuck
ain't
nigga.
No, I am nigga. I just re-upped on my shit, nigga. I went got me a motherfucking imminent bag and everything, man. My shit was kind of high. You know what I mean? Shit, the motherfucking steroids blew me the fuck up. Word up, shit, man. I'm back cooking. I'm back cooking. I'm back normal again, bro.
Okay.
All right, but yeah,
but let you know how that shit go though. When
I go, I'm telling you, nigga, I'm a living testament to it, bro. Go. I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you what it is, man. But yeah, but listen, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, last question I'm asking, we get the hell about here. Post. If this is true, and then let me go back to these rumors specs. Let me bring them up on my screen. If this is true, right? What they're trying to do, or what they're going to do, rather, not trying, but what they're going to do, right? Go back to my screen, right? What do you see? What Microsoft countering this, whatever the case? Or here's a question: If you're gonna say next generation is gonna start next year, or you think Sony's gonna start it next year, and they're both gonna come out again in 2020?
I think it's gonna start next year because with Sony. Because we're getting more rumors than ever on Sony's side than what the only thing we've got from Microsoft is that they admitted that they're working on their next system. But we're actually getting leaks and kind of semi-specs on the direction that Sony is heading into. I think Sony drop next year. I think next year we start really getting the meat of what the PS5 is going to be able to be capable of doing next year. Whopper. So you want me to buy you a Whopper? That's me, man. Let me stop playing.
Well, listen, guys, follow me on Twitch. You know what I mean? Shameless plug. We're going to be rocking it tonight online. Also, too, check it out. If you're not following me on Twitter, I'm going to leave the link right now. I'll follow you right back right now. I usually follow everybody back. As long as you don't know weird shit. You know what I mean? You know, I don't mind joking. I don't mind trolling. But I don't do the racist shit. I don't do with no kids. Anything else above the belt, I like to cut the fuck up. I like to have fun. You know what I mean? Here you go. Bam. Follow me on both. Hey, Post, put your shit up there too, Post. You know, when you post the link up to your Twitter and shit, man. Your game tagging on the shit. Put the link in there. All right, I'll put this link to Post shit right here. Hey, Post, what's up with that YouTube channel, man? What the fuck's going on, bro?
Man, my YouTube channel for the go. See, I didn't get a chance to say it. Look at this fuck nigga. He ain't even give me a chance.
Post put up 2 videos 2 years ago.
He ain't even give me a
2 years ago.
He ain't even give me. Hey, look, my YouTube channel is for to go through a rebirth.
Oh,
and
shit.
I'm about to start getting into my content.
I don't know, bro.
Soon,
I'm about to dope, man. You need to go out there and get a world, man. Like you dope. I tell you, motherfuckers, I keep it funky. Some motherfuckers is corny. Like you dope, Neff dope, Moss. Everybody to step their game. Like you need to get back with it, man, and stop jobbing, bro.
I think I'm gonna get more serious with it after I
You
make.
need
I
to,
think I'm about
bro.
to move. I'm about to move again, so I
Oh,
wanted to wait till I move
what
and get
yo,
settled.
bro, I ain't never seen a trail in Chicago. You live in a trail and some shit, right?
Yeah. Now get your ass out of here, fuck
It's in
nigga.
you said, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
in
a trailer,
Inglewood.
nigga.
I live on Land Run. I got a trailer out there on Land Run. R.I.P. Moo Crump. Nigga crazy.
Hey, I live in. I'm finna get out of this neighborhood I'm in now, though. I know that.
Oh, shit real, huh?
Shit, too real.
I ain't mad
I
at
am
you.
in the heat. When I
Oh,
say I'm in all the shit you see on the news, I am in the heat of that, right in the middle.
oh shit, man. Hey, yo, hold on. Before we go though, what are your thoughts about that Xbox All Access shit?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna say that for the
I just dropped.
multiplayer. We can't give too much, bro.
All
We
right,
ain't
fuck
gonna
it,
give
all
him
right. But
too
here,
much.
I just left a link into the Xbox All Access. My thoughts about it. But anyway, come back. We'll be back about 7:45 for the multiplayer podcast. Thank you all for rocking out with us live. And somebody want to play a couple games with me right now? I'm on the PlayStation, consuming the smoke. We out of here.
All right.
Peace.